Hey everybody, it's Mory here. Just gonna do a quick bank update video, talk about progress and what I've been doing. Um, First to start off with is probably gonna be what I'm wearing right now, which is full just this year. So I got it probably not too long after I posted that last update video, but not too much from Tob since then. I am currently at about 600 KC, and I'll pull that log up after I kill this every demon. Um, Goals haven't really changed. Immediate ones, it's still going to be Scythe, a Nightmare Staff, and maybe 2100 total, ideally. Those are the big major goals, and then I'll bring up the clog a little bit after this. By the way, I'm at Abbey Demons. They're not efficient for prayer XP, but Necreals are way better. I just feel like killing these a little bit more chill, and a second Abbey Dagger never hurt anybody. So let's go to the bank. Um, I have played quite a bit of hours. I think we're nearing like well over 8,000. So we're kind of getting up there in terms of time played. So let's pull up the log. Go to raids. Get your blood. I think when I posted the last video, I did not have half of this, so I don't think I had full just this year. So I got a helmet, and then I got another helmet, and then following that, I got a Vernic Defender, and I want to say I got another Sing Staff. So I've gotten quite a few bit amount of drops. I still have never seen a Scythe on Mory. Would be kind of cool to see one. So for how many points and how much MVP I get per raid, which is never. If I ever get MVP, something bad happened. Um, the rate for me to get a Scythe is about 1 out of 750. So we're kind of getting up there to that drop rate, kind of getting close. Definitely going to try to go for 1K, but unfortunately top teams are like very slowed down. No one's really doing it. Everyone's doing other content, which is fine. That's great. So it just means I have time to play my other regular Iron account that I started up and do a few other things on Mory on the side. So that is there for Tob. If we go through the rest of this, I haven't gotten any more Abbey Daggers, but I've killed a bit. I'm pretty spooned for my KC, so I really don't care. I don't need whips, you know? We just needed one of each and chilling for life. I haven't done any barrows. I have been slowly open to the idea of doing more KC, just because like I'm in clans, and when there's a bingo or an event and there's a barrows tile, everyone kind of looks at me. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to ruin my KC and I'm done. But you know what? I'm kind of open to the idea of 3,000 barrows. I wouldn't be opposed to that, all through like just events and fun stuff. And maybe just something to do when I'm bored. Maybe try to do a crazy elite juggle. I don't even know if that's possible. I do have an elite clue step, a starter one, but it would just be something to try. Move on. We have the nightmare down here. I can pull them up. I've gotten a few items from the nightmare. Most notably is I got the skirt. So I just did a one-off kill tonight, and I got that item. It's kind of useless right now, and it's the only piece I wanted to get last. That is because it doesn't inherently give me a max hit. In a few niche situations it does, and then for tick down. But the accuracy, the negative stab and slash accuracy it gives, actually makes it like more detrimental to use in a lot of situations over just full justy. So it's 1% better in 2 rooms. I'm not really asked to use it. It's a cool item to have, but it doesn't really look good with anything else I have right now, so it kind of is a placeholder until I get a helm or chest, hopefully in the future. But I mainly want the staff for Eldritch spec, because I think I can hit like almost a 50 with that spec, and that would be like 50 prayer points right back there, so it's immense utility. and that's kind of the main item I'm working on for Nightmare. That requires me to do Sepulcher. So if I pull that up, been doing a lot of this. I'm not 99 agility yet. I will be when theoretically in game, if this count hits the rate to fully green log Nightmare and hits the rate to go to 99 Slayer via trekking, I'd have like 100 million agility XP just making Sandfuse and trekking. So gonna be seeing a lot of this place, not really in a rush. Completing for Science Log is the very last thing I would ever do, and that's including like I would have to have the Rocky Pet from Pickpocket and Virus and a bunch of other things, so not really a priority. Shades, the 700 hours of mental health checks. Don't really miss this place, but I am doing something that is completely counterintuitive to that logic. I am slowly stacking up 50,000 shade remains. I already have the log, so I would just need to wrap up the sacred oils, and then wrap up the remains. That's kind of where I'm out at. This is like an extremely long-term goal, and the reason being is that I'm going to get 4 million per XP. I'm going to be able to do like 10 medium juggles, 2 hard juggles at a minimum, and that might make me enough gold magic logs to maybe even try to stack for an elite attempt, and that could mean RCB and Fremnic Kilt. Fremnic Kilt not really useful for me anymore. I have the Inquisitor's plate skirt, so it'd just be cool. So I guess I would want like a briefcase or a cool little fashion item. And to go off of the topic of luckies, I think I caught one earlier today from my friend Burbo, and I got a Dragon Mace, so that was cool to get something other than runes. Still want to get a collection log slot from a Lucky Imp, so hopefully that works out. I am paying 10 million GP per Lucky Imp. If I get manacles or any like mega rare like Gilded or Third Age, I'll pay you 100 mil. And I do like 50 mil for a ham joint. And if I got RCB, at 100 mil as well, sure. So if you care or want to make some easy GP, then you can do that and PM me. Private's usually always on. But that is like a super long-term goal. So I'm planning to do more than I've ever done. So it's like another 800 hours of total prep and everything. So we'll see how that goes and if I actually stick to that. Not much has changed. There is an update coming out with forestry. So I don't know if you guys know. So with forestry, with the blog out, it's very big for snowflakes. The reason being is that the leaves and the mini events have potential to give us like open access to higher tier logs and another herblore method. And for those of you that don't know, herblore on an area locked, besides like a Zaya only, is extremely slow, tedious, and at a minimum like several thousand hour grind just to get like 90. So that could be massive for snowflakes. I'm not hyping myself up because I don't believe we'll be able to get the kit or access the shops, and so because of that I'm just kind of reserving myself, and I'm not getting too excited for that because I don't have a lot of hope. So that could be something massive. Also, beaver recolor, like, oh man, I need to get a beaver. Don't have one yet. I think I just hit rate recently. No second sale to get, working towards that. Is there another boss on here? I think that's all the collection log I can do. No new clues or anything. And then we already did that. So a big kind of thing to talk about is that I don't know. This account is gonna go as long as it takes me to get Scythe. That kind of internally decided. Tob is wearing my patience down, but it's still fun. It's the best raid. I love it and enjoy it. Just everything on this account's kind of getting stale, so trying to always find a different grind that's not 1,000 hours is very hard to do now, and that's just that's kind of what in-game area locked is. So just something I've been running into. So like I've been smelting all my steel bars to get 86 smithing to smith a rune axe. I have about 90 smithing banked, and I have a lot of runite ore for GP as well. So that's kind of like a tactical I need to do, and it kind of intertwines greatly because I need to do sepulcher to get the teleport shards. So something like that. Let's run through the clog from there. Not too much reporting like resources or anything. Everything's been kind of the same, but herbivore, slowly grown sacks that I can never use. I might plan a massive neck reel session if I ever decide to go like for 90 prayer or something and stack a bunch of snape seeds, watch them grow, and get a bunch of prayer pots. I don't know if this was in the last video or not, but I did finally get my nasturtium back. So for those of you that do know, in the past I had a nasturtium originally like years ago, and I accidentally picked it before menu swap it was a thing. And I got it back recently, so really been on my farm runs. 99 farming takes so much time just because I only have one patch, so nasturtium like just really safeguards the amount of time I need to input, because everything dies if I don't. Actually, melons are done. You know what? Let's go do a farm run and talk about the stats. Yeah, we're just trying to clear out all of our seeds. Like, I'm almost done with all of them, so that's probably when whenever I run out of seeds, I only have Morytania left, I'll probably finally buckle down and decide to go do that 90 prayer grind. I guess don't make this. So for the stats, the main goals, I think the 99s I'm going to get this year are 100% going to be agility, fire making, magic, and crafting. I can't see me going for anything else. Anything past that would just be the 99 Slayer grind, which means I'll get 99 in 5 different skills passively because of that. It's like mining, fishing, thieving, fire making if I don't already have it. I already have woodcutting and then Slayer itself. So like I'm pretty much down to 2 massive grinds to max. The prayer grind is huge, and then the Slayer grind is huge. Yeah, I can't get 99 in rune crafting. I can buy all the limestone for construction. I have all the GP to do so, and it's not the worst to gather. And then smithing will take a long time, but it's not hard. Anything I need for hard treks are gated by the Nightmare Staff. And that's because the Nightmare Staff allows me to extend my trips like basically infinitely at trekking, getting prayer, anything. It's a very like there's no other way to word it. It's just a disgustingly good item for me, for any account for that matter. So that's kind of the focus. Need Samfuse to do that, so I might want to get my sepulcher, but work on that. I want the beaver pet. I'm going to 40 mil woodcutting. That should get me close to 100,000 used banked. The first 50k are going to go to that shades grind. The other 50k are kind of like I'm reserving them for forestry and the campfires. I think that would give me a lot of utility. And basically any log usage other than the first 50k is just strictly off limits. I have a limited number of willow logs from shades, and oak logs come from swamp crabs. Like if they turn out to be good, I can use those. Magic, redwood are off limit as well, just in case I want to do a juggle or something else. Like for redwoods, I need like 80 something construction to make the redwood fence, so that's something I'm planning on doing. I don't expect the new Morytania quest to come out for about, I don't know, let's say 2 years. The longer this game goes on and the more that comes out and they need to release, the less snowflake friendly this game is going to become, because you're going to need so many prereqs to do anything, and prereqs and a snowflake and minimal exceptions, that's a big roadblock. So just the more stuff, the more quests, the more recs, we just, you know, or just isolate out of content, and that's kind of what we signed up for. It was kind of inevitable, and it's kind of reaching that fulcrum point, and I'm at the end game, so I'm just really trying to wrap it up and not feel like FOMO. So because of that, and like I see this happening in a few years from now, I have a regular Iron that's like almost 1900 total, has almost everything ready to go to actually start and play. So it's kind of me like jumping ship. I have no interest in playing my Zaya only. It is, in my opinion, Zaya only is kind of dead. The community's really died out. There's seldom people who are doing it. A lot of people are wrapping up. There's just everyone's in limbo for Varlamore and the Tactical Trials. Everyone's kind of banking on that in that community. In the desert, Rakeen and Try Too Hard For You, both going strong, but it's just kind of basically 2-3 people. And I personally, early game desert only is fantastic. It is awesome. It's fast paced. You're getting everything at once, but then you hit a massive middle road where it's like you need to do combats for 700 hours, and you need to get 99, and then you need to go get crafting. So it's like 1,000 hours of a massive, like, just wrapped up package of boring, and I'm just, I've kind of done that on Mory, and I don't really want to do it again. I feel like I've done my time, respectively. So, not for me. But, the account's 1,500 total. I take it to raids to try to get a gem, and if I get a breach, I'll get the 99 HP on the hardcore, desert only, and maybe sunset it. Something cool to do. We'll see. I don't really have many intentions to do anything else with this account. One thing that would be really cool to go for is all possible pets in Morytania, and that would mean fishing cave eels or swamp eels for me to do so. So I think the pets that you can get in Morytania are the fishing pet, Rocky, the beaver, the golem pet, which I have, top pet, which I have, nightmare pet, I do not have. What else is there? I'm missing something very obvious. Oh, Tangle Root. That's pretty reasonable to get. You definitely hit rate when you go 99, and if you did a bunch of mushrooms like me, it boosts that opportunity. I did quite a bit of shrooms. That sounds wrong, but I farmed a bunch of bittercat mushrooms early on when I had feral vampires aggressive to me. Getting mushroom spores any other way is just a pain, so it doesn't really make it worth to pursue like camping those to get the spores, to get the pet chance. If that's like one of the only things I have left, I'll definitely do that, but it's not, I don't foresee it being something I want to pursue or will need to. Not really on the cards for me at this time, but that's just a quick update. I think what I'm most excited about is to maybe just have a big skilling session. It could very well happen that like top teams just stop rolling around, and I just max this count while I play my Iron when it gets end game. There's probably going to be a massive grind like that. I probably will be. I'm really on limbo scaling wise when it comes to forestry, because if we can do the events I think we can do, that's really going to motivate me to do a lot of grinds I've never thought of doing on Mory, and that makes me excited. Most notably the Shades one. I am pretty hopeful. Hopefully something cool comes out. The blog about official account builds came out, and they mentioned like Morytania only locked Ironman. So let's just, if I browse my friends list, I'll probably go to the M's, find them really quick. There's a lot of legacy Mory onlys. The really only active ones is, as far as I'm aware, my Morytania. So he's a newer guy who just started. Oh, speaking of forestry, an account build. Hey buddy, can I have a forestry kit maybe? No? Okay. Mortmeyer, he's been around. He's got a scythe, took him about 829 or 9 KC. Basically like committed 2 years to just doing the raid, getting the item. So now he's kind of like at a weird roads as well. It's like, does he camp hard mode Tom, or does he scale and actually play it? So he's in and out. So there's really like just me and a few like newcomers. So it's yet to be seen if they'll actually like be like go the distance, go in game. But it's definitely exciting just to have new Mory only. But digressing, that could mean a Mory only game mode. And I'm probably one of the only people that stand to benefit from this, because I would just be like rank 1 with 200 plus million experiences, 8,000 hours ahead of everyone. I don't envision like too many people joining, but selfishly, I want it to happen because that means more people play area locked and Mory only. I am all for it, but I also recognize a lot of the other restricted accounts and builds that would become alienated and no longer recognized officially. So it's kind of like a weird catch-22. It's like, yeah, like this is great for me, but is it really what's best for what my account is intended for? So kind of on the fence on that one. They'd have to make a perfect blog post for no one to be against it, and even then I don't think it's gonna pass. It failed once. It sounds like they really want it, so it won't be the last you hear of it. So that's what's to come for the new updates. Desert Treasure 2, there is nothing relevant to me there. For the desert there's a bunch of new areas over there, but you know I can't get to those, so I'm not that worried. Probably the next video I'll do, or like update, I don't do edited videos. You probably can tell that by now. They're very one go, patchy, and very like raw. The next video I do is probably going to be Scythe, or it's going to be a video with those 50,000 shades. Like, I don't envision myself making anything else. So if I don't see you, or you know you see me around, go ahead, say hey man, add me. I'll 100% add you and we can chat, say what's up. But until then, I will catch you later.